Our next speaker is a newly certified minister's assistant from the Monterey Buddhist Temple. He assists Reverend Shinseki in his work there, Nick San Juan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before I begin, I'd actually like to ask the crowd who amongst here are fans of the following: Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, anime, or even films by Takashi Miike. Raise your hand, please. Loving it. Okay, because now we have something to talk about other than me messing up my Dharma talk today, so let's talk about that afterwards. In any case, would you please join me in Gasho? Always keep in mind that your happiness contributes to society's happiness. Society's happiness will contribute to the nation's happiness. And from the nation's happiness, it will contribute to the world's happiness. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 All right, once again, for those who do not know me, I'm one of the minister's assistants at the Monterey Peninsula Buddhist Temple under Shinseki Sensei. First off, I would like to express my gratitude for you having me here today to speak to you. Though it is very nerve-wracking, it is definitely an honor for me, so thank you. So I know there was a theme for the National Council meeting here today or yesterday that had to do with Buddhism and technology. Though I was not in attendance to hear the talks, it was somewhat relates to what I'm about to speak about. I'd say I grew up right about the time technology really came into fruition into connecting the world and the wider population. I grew up without cell phones, laptop computers, and for that matter, any computers at all until I was about middle school. My first introduction to a computer was actually in 4th grade, and it was a big block called a Macintosh computer, and it only had a black screen and typing green letters. So at first I thought there's not much use for this thing. Of course, like I said, I thought not much use for that, and even cell phones I really didn't know of until middle school because some of my more fortunate friends were able to afford one. And back then, cell phones were really just for calling. You had no texting or internet use with the phones. Now today, we have cell phones that have the full capability of computers, and for all I know, who knows what else. Now, the word inter from the internet really just means connecting through the net. And today, more than ever, we are connected through that technology. For once, we were able to connect the different cultures and thoughts from around the world on a single screen. And to me, that is still nothing short of amazing. Technology also has made the world a real smaller place. Not only has it connected more of us than ever, it has made everyday life a lot easier. From travel to navigation and healthcare to where shall I eat today? Though there are many positive things I can list about technology connecting us, there's also the less admirable parts for being so connected. Things like identity theft, being victims of scams, and even worse, I think, is receiving false information and as a source of truth. Technology gives us that portal to a world of information, and like always, it is up to us to discern the facts, no matter how hard that is to do. In stark contrast from technology to Jodo Shinshu, look at what Jodo Shinshu itself has done. It is an interconnecting force that reaches from the east to west, north and south, and let's just say the 10 directions. And why is that? It is because it is an all-accepting, come as you are religion. Like Amida Buddha, it is all-embracing. And today, there are forces that are trying to divide us, from censorship to ideas of building walls and signing of executive orders to ban people of certain faiths from coming into this country. Isn't our American immigration slogan, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free"? Yes, I am talking about the current Trump administration. And the reason that I mention this is because never in my time have I seen such divisiveness or a talked about issue amongst my own peers. And of course, I am not speaking for anyone else here, because people I consider my elders have probably been and seen much worse. How can we battle this divisive force? That is by realizing that we are all interconnected. To quote a famous monk, when we realize the extent of our myriad interconnections which link us to all other life, we realize that our existence only becomes meaningful through interaction with and in relation to others. By engaging ourselves with others, our identity is developed, established, and enhanced. We then understand that it is impossible to build our own happiness on the unhappiness of others. We also see that our constructive actions affect the world around us. End quote. Same applies to the destructive forces around us. We usually do not notice how things can inadvertently impact us because at most times it's minimal. What's funny with us humans is we really don't care too much unless we are directly affected. And then we take action. And for instance, building of a wall. My family came from the Philippines legally, but with them also came a lot of friends and family that came here illegally. They all worked hard, paid their taxes. They were doing jobs no one else wanted to do. Back-breaking work for cheap pay. Field workers. But my family now, they are established, have great homes, they are law-abiding citizens, and now have sons and daughters who contribute to society as nurses, doctors, engineers, lawyers, and actors. It is basic human instinct to migrate from poorer conditions. Why do you think so many people from third world countries migrate? It is our instinct to move where the grass is greener. It is that simple. Let us say the current administration got its way and we were to deport all illegal immigrants and keep them from coming back with a wall. Who will do their jobs? How does this directly affect us? Where is the food from the table coming from? Now we want action, right? Let us hope it will never get to that. You know, there is something from the Japanese culture that I have taken into my own everyday life, and that is itadakimasu. I humbly receive. To take time to actually think and mindfully thank everything that contributed to the meal before you, from its growth to its preparer. We hardly take the precautions to listen to what others are trying to say. And when we do this, we are breaking the communication down amongst each other. It is important, if not necessary, to remain engaged in interfaith and unity dialogue. We cannot let this divisive force pit us against each other. We need to find common ground, the middle path, more similarities than differences. To live and let live is what it's all about. To me, that has always been the Buddhist way, the Shinshu way. And here we are today, people of all races and backgrounds, listening to the Dharma together as a Sangha. And I am proud to be with you today as part of that Sangha. Would you please join me in Gasho? We should know that Amida's primal vow does not discriminate whether one is young or old, good or evil, and that true and trusting alone is needed. For it is the vow that seeks to deliver sentient beings burdened with foolishness and blind passions. First from Shinran Shonin, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.